Largely because you have drier air moving in from the west. It acts like a bulldozer. It just pushes that air up very abruptly, and then we have a lot of moisture. The air here, when you have dew points in the 70s, it's one of those days where you just feel like you can't get dry. You're just covered with sweat.
And meteorologist Samantha Mohr is watching that storm for us. What's the situation like now? I'm looking at those snow totals.
Incredible. It's moving into Missouri and Kansas right now, but look what it has left in its wake here. In Aurora, Colorado, they ended up picking up some 14 inches of snow. Denver, a healthy foot. And so you know the ski resorts are going to be loving this business. And could run into some hail here today as well. And we do have that threat for some isolated tornadoes. All the ingredients are in place. Warm, moist air coming in off the Gulf, cold air moving in out of the plains, and then an upper level jet stream. That just causes a void in the atmosphere. That air rushes in to fill it, and we get lift. And lift is a bad thing, especially this time of year season. We can get some strong thunderstorms, so we'll watch that for you to the middle part of the week, really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Here's a setup for you. Cold front will be working its way out of the mountains after dumping heavy snow across the Wasatch and the Rockies. Jet stream takes that dip, so everything combines here for the possibility of some nasty severe weather, large hail, gusty damaging winds, and that threat for tornadoes. So Susan, we'll keep our eye on it this week. Heavy snow, gusty winds, once again a coastal low situation, which could bring heavy snow and cause some real travel troubles here across our nation's capital and potentially into the Northeast once we get into Thursday. So we'll definitely be watching this scenario as that plays out, Rochelle.
Yes, we will.
U.S. right now, so let's bring in Samantha Mohr. Samantha, who's seeing the worst of this morning?
Well, we've had a lot of lightning across southeastern Texas, Zoraida and John. I mean, check out what's happening here in Corpus. We have winds gusting up to 38 miles per hour from some of the thunderstorms there in the Corpus Christi area. We have heavy rain in Jasper.
On your forecast, a lot of rain in a very short amount of time. What are we looking at here?
That's right, Natasha. Some 1 to 3 inches overnight in southwestern Tennessee. So flash flood warnings in place where you see the red here, including but not limited to the cities of Jackson and Riverside. Could see another 1 to 3 inches today, and that's just going to complicate the flooding.
Any relief in sight?
Well, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long day in Boston, Don, because the snow is coming down. It's being reported as heavy snow at this hour with those north winds close to 20. So it's blowing that snow around today. But we were talking about that big trough moving into the west. That's going to be a game changer here for many folks. Denver will be dropping down to probably the upper 20s by the time we get to Wednesday. So that's some 40 degrees colder than yesterday, Natasha.
Oh, my goodness.
It is abnormally cold for much of the country right now, isn't it?
Oh, we really are in winter's grasp here, Rochelle, across the eastern half of the nation as this cold air continues to settle in, even down across Florida. So those spring breakers, yeah, they're definitely going to be chilling out at the beaches today, whether they like it or not. Those cold temperatures will continue here. Atlanta will be warmer than yesterday. Yesterday, 39 degrees was the high. That is 22 degrees below average with a very brisk northwesterly wind and some flurries thrown in just for fun, right?
Following the breaking news, Samantha Mohr is joining us now from the CNN Weather Center. Samantha, these storms, they're widespread. Update our viewers right now where they are right now and where they've been.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, a lot of rainfall in Oklahoma, some of the worst flooding we have seen since the 60s. In fact, as we animate on the rain, you can see we have had up to 4 inches of rain across Oklahoma City, and they're saying the widespread flood damage is really going to be something as we head into tomorrow. So it could be record flooding from this event. Now, most interesting, I wanted to show you how the storm really blew up out of thin air, even though we knew we had all the ingredients ripe for severe weather development. If you look at around 5, 6 o'clock, there was nothing here. And then look how everything just explodes from Oklahoma in through parts of eastern Kansas and Missouri, where they saw those strong severe thunderstorms spawn tornadoes earlier this evening. Now, currently, we still have some severe thunderstorm warnings here across the Oklahoma City area, but the primary threat is the flooding, and you can still see heavy rain here from El Reno to the north of El Reno, stretching over into the northern end of Oklahoma City and into Shawnee. And we're going to continue to see that heavy rain as we head into the overnight hours. So look at this, flash flood warnings in the red here in Oklahoma City, stretching on up into Missouri and into the St. Louis area as well. Don't drive into any flooded roadways. Be particularly careful because there's a lot of power lines down here. You just don't want to be out in this, especially in the dark. And St. Louis, we had confirmed tornadoes earlier this evening. That threat is ending or being diminishing at this hour, but we still have some very strong cells south and east of town. So we'll see some heavy downpours there, a lot of lightning and some gusty winds as well. So still some tornado watches in place here, stretching from Oklahoma on up into Illinois. We're seeing the one in Indiana. The tornado watch doesn't expire until 6 a.m. local time. So really, really something here. Quickly, I wanted to show you this, how the inflow boundary moved on in before the storms exploded. And then you see the outflow boundary here. This is how the radar looked from about 6 o'clock on. So the last 6 hours of radar, and you can see all that moist air flowing into the storm, and then all the rain-cooled air flowing out of the storm as it moved slowly across the Oklahoma City area. This is just a fascinating time lapse to me, Wolf.
We have a lot more coming up, Samantha. Don't go too far away. Our coverage of the breaking news continues right after this.